Source Podcast.
Hello, welcome back. This is the part 2 of our PCOS and menstrual cycles episode that we're talking about. The last episode, we kind of dived in just a little bit, got our feet wet with the concept of PCOS and what it is. So, just a reminder, PCOS or polycystic ovarian syndrome, that is an imbalance of hormones. And basically, 1 in every 10 women have it. And that's roughly about 5 million women, could be a little bit more, give or take. And we're talking about PCOS specifically in this episode because it's so near and dear to my heart. And also, I thought I was alone in having this diagnosis, but there's actually a lot of my other Hmong sisters, aunties out there that have PCOS, and they're struggling, they don't understand. And so this is what this episode about, because like I said again, in March is the Women's History Month. And so another reminder, love your woman. Okay. Tell them that you love them. Okay, so back to what we were saying. We were talking about how what the cysts are and the follicles. We're talking about there's follicles in the fallopian tubes, and then we also talked about follicles inside the uterus, and that's where the whole cyst thing came from. Those what did we say it was? Sacs that have like fluid in it.
Yes, and I think you mean ovaries, not uterus.
Oh, why is it the uterus? Oh, yeah, ovaries.
Ovaries.
I feel like I need a diagram so I know like what I'm talking about here.
Yes.
But yeah, we were talking about that, and I was saying that my whole diagnosis, because most women don't find out about their diagnosis with PCOS until they're trying to conceive or in their 20s or 30s or whatever, in the childbearing years. And the most accurate way is to find out through blood test, because you can go visit your gynecologist and they'll just be able to, ask you questions. But the true indicator is to get your blood work done, and then also to get an ultrasound, which that hurt. So I don't know if you know, but there's like this test that they do for ultrasound, and they put a dye in you, and then like they do an ultrasound, and like they blow you up basically like a balloon so they can do it, and so they can see it better. And it hurts so bad.
Like blow you up from like through your vagina?
I believe so, yeah, because they had to go in and then they put in a dye and everything, because they want to make sure. Oh, I'm getting two things mixed up. I think that's when they were trying to make sure that there's no blockages in my tubes and everything.
Oh, for your infertility thing?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Because I was going to say, they don't need to do that for PCOS.
No, but they do they do an ultrasound, though.
Yes, they do.
Uh-huh. I'm getting it all mixed up because it's all hand in hand. Infertility and PCOS, because that's actually one of the most common causes of infertility is PCOS. So, again, we talked about like the cycle, like you're having your period and PCOS, because it's like connected. So what little knowledge that I had about my period, what most girls don't know, and then you're thinking and you're going through life and you're like, oh, when I'm ready, I'll just have a kid, blah, 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 or have a baby,
No issues, yeah.
Yeah, but it doesn't work like that. And when I got that call, I was so devastated, because I was like, what? What does that mean, right? So if you've been diagnosed with PCOS and you don't know what it means, and you feel pretty down and depressed about it, I recommend finding a community full of other women out there that also have PCOS too, or whoever is trying to conceive, or TTC, what they say. I've recently only just found a support group on Facebook. Can you tell my age? Because I use Facebook. And it's full of Hmong women who have PCOS or who are trying to conceive, and they were able to conceive. Or if you're not trying to conceive at all, but you want a support group that, deals with having PCOS, that's a really good one. I don't remember what it's called specifically, but there's a support group out there. If you're interested, comment below this video and I can send you the link. so you can join. But yeah, it was very hard for me because I didn't know what to explain because that was before we got married. So it was like a year before we got married, and I wanted to make sure everything was good. And I was so upset because I was like, damn, like that's like the one thing I'm supposed to be able to do. Like I'm built supposed to be able to do that, you know? Like, and are you telling me that there's stuff in me that's making it hard for me to have a kid, you know? Like, OMG, you know? And PCOS, when I got my diagnosis, that was just the tip of the iceberg, right? So before you met me, did you guys know what PCOS was?
Yes,
No.
I did.
You did?
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know.
You didn't know. How did you know already?
Because of the health classes I've taken in school and stuff.
Yeah.
So yeah, I knew what PCOS was, and I knew a couple of other people who were diagnosed with PCOS. So.
Oh, wow. That's good. Most people don't know, so that's good that you knew. Yeah, PCOS is... That diagnosis, there's like a lot of health issues that come into it because the previous episode I talked about, what was it? The number one leading cause was heart disease for women.
Yes.
Right? And for PCOS, there's like all these things that come with the diagnosis. You could, if you don't manage it well, your PCOS, you could also be diagnosed with type 2 diabetes. And then there's this other thing that you can get, which is like when you don't have your period, because having PCOS, it delays your period, or some people just don't have their period at all. And what that does is it has created a thicker layer of your lining in your uterus, and it gives you a increased chance of cancer. So the most scariest thing I had recently was when I didn't have my period for a year. The girls know. And when you have PCOS, it's very depressing. I know it's really sad I'm talking about it like this, but it's the reality because with PCOS, you don't have you have an irregular cycle. You have facial hair or an increased growth of hair anywhere in your body, mostly where men get it. And that condition is actually called hirsutism. I think that's how you say it. And then you get acne and thinning hair. You gain weight. And then you also get hyperpigmentation and then skin tags. So the misconception about PCOS, though, which really irritates me when I was researching this topic, they all say it's related with weight gain. They're like basically saying, if you're fat, of course you're going to get PCOS. So that's actually, like I said, a misconception because there's actually a lot of very thin people that I found online that have PCOS. So it's not because of that. Nobody knows the causes of PCOS, by the way. Nobody does.
Of course not. There's not enough research
No.
poured into it. So just
That's
like
why. Oh, sorry.
just like endometriosis.
And my little skin thingy too. My
Yeah.
skin symptom. Yeah.
How do you say it? How do you pronounce it?
I don't know. I just call it HS.
Huh.
I can't. It's like hyper something stivia. I don't remember. But it's HS.
They're basically like skin boils, right?
Yeah, I get skin boils in between like my armpit area, which that's actually going away, but now it's starting to go towards. It's basically the crevices where you sweat and where like shirts and stuff rub up against you a lot. You get really, really bad boils that appear there.
And they're painful.
Yeah, and so it used to be on my armpits, but now it's not there anymore. It's mostly towards
Like your groin?
my groin area now. I know it's kind of sad to say, but
TMI?
yeah. But it is what it is, you know. Yeah. And a lot of it is what doctors say is because you gain weight. It's always rapid weight that you gain, which causes your body to. Which I understand. I can see that happening, which I understand, but
But you feel like there's something more to it.
yeah.
And that's what I feel about with PCOS too, because you get gaslighted. Like there's so many stories out there of women that say like, oh, well, they're just like, oh, you just need to lose weight, or and then like everything will go back to normal. But there's so many things, because like I said, back to the causes. First of all, the experts out there, the doctors or whoever, they don't even know, but they think it's genetics, and then also like your insulin resistance. So for those that don't know, insulin is a hormone that controls how the food that you digest is going to be created into energy. People that have PCOS, their body basically doesn't know what to do with it. And because of that, it's just kind of there. And I think that's like one of the things that create our obesity as well, because it's just hanging there.
The insulin is just hanging there?
I think it's like they don't know what to do.
Oh, okay. So like
your body just
like
doesn't.
The insulin's broken.
Yeah, it's broken.
Okay.
It's broke. Okay. It broke. Yeah,
okay.
It broke. Yeah. So it's just broken, and basically our body doesn't know what to do because it's broken. So I guess you can think of it as like a filter. It doesn't know how to filter that stuff out, so it just kind of is there.
It just goes everywhere.
It's like my body is having a party and anyone's invited. It don't matter if you have red flags, basically. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
2017 is when I got diagnosed. And even just now, I am like just understanding a little bit, because there's not any research out there. Like, I've done all I could on trying to figure out what it is and why it is such a barrier to me to conceive, and why it impacts my fertility. And it doesn't, I'm like, where, what, who, when, where, and having PCOS makes you also have an increased chance of depression. Sometimes I want to unalive myself, like, to be real.
Stop.
No, but you have
but yeah, I get it. Yeah,
you have an increased chance of like being clinically depressed, because first of all, you look like a man, you don't have your period, and like you feel down, because I think that also impacts it too, because it change your hormones and everything impacts like your mood too. Mental. I forgot what that word is. Like your cortisol levels and everything. I want to say, I didn't write it down. Yeah, but it makes it where you're sad all the time and down, and we get with this condition, stress makes it 10 times worse. Yeah. So all the research that I've done or have learned in these past couple years is, if you want to manage it, the first thing you need to do is really watch what you eat, but not to lose weight, but more of like, okay, how much it's like, I forgot what it is. It's like, how much sugar does this food or have? Like GI level, which is like the glucose intake, I think. Or I think that's what it's called. GI level. And if it doesn't have a high number on the GI scale, or is it a lower level? Is it natural sugar? Is it processed and all that? And I got so immersed.
I was like, I was like, that sounds tiring.
It is, because I'm trying to fix myself, right? Mm-hmm. That's why I'm like all scattered brain. Because like the first thing I wanted to do was, okay, I know what this is now. So my next step, if I want to make sure that I'm fertile and ready to have a child or have a baby, I need to be able to manage this, right? But at the same time of doing that, I'm also trying to understand the complexities of having a period too. Like, you have your period, but you also got to know how to track it, and then you got to understand how that relates to why you have to eat certain things, so that way your body can work correctly too. Yeah.
Oof. I feel for y'all.
It's stressful.
All you women out there who suffer with PCOS, yeah.
When they said that like it was genetic, I was just like, what do you mean genetic? And so for those that have this condition, if you're the first one to have it, which for me, in my case, for my family, I am the only one that has it. Now, because of that, my family members, all the females, anybody, if they have, there's the increased chance that they will have it now. Basically.
Like your family line coming from you?
I think I would say so, maybe, or just anyone. Like, since I have it, I think it's like if something were to trigger in my sister's body, I think she would also have a high increase.
Oh,
because I have it.
Right.
Yeah.
Because it's what you're basically saying. It's genetic, pretty much.
Yeah. But I'm like, see, this is like where though, like the genetics. I'm like, I need more research on this. I need to understand. It's
I
frustrating.
remember you saying like you have aunts and your grandma and stuff. They had medical
Ovarian
issues.
cancer?
Yeah.
Didn't they
with
have ovarian cancer?
Yeah, my maternal grandmother, she died from either ovarian cancer or cervical cancer. I don't remember, but I want to guess ovarian since I have PCOS. Because she has like 5 or 6 kids. I'm guessing right now because I don't want to count. And one of her very last kids that she was pregnant with, from what I heard, is that she was told to not have any more or she will die. And she ignored that and she ended up passing away. Because she got cancer. So, and that makes me think that she probably had ovarian cancer.
So does it have to be like, I don't know if you know, but since you can't find research stuff about genetic stuff, so does it have to be that like past family members had PCOS as well, or more of like just medical issues period with the reproductive system?
I don't know. And I'm wondering if it's like those genes that are like
Passed on,
but it's not, it's like a recessive thing. And then like it triggered in me though, because they're saying that like it triggers also with weight gain.
Right.
That's why I say like it's the research is like doesn't make sense because it's like on one end it's like, yeah, you get it because you gain weight, but then there's women out there that are thick skinny and have it. So it doesn't make sense.
Maybe it is like a recessive thing where
think
it
so.
kind of just where it's like hereditary, and then like that's why like some people who are skinnier, they still have it technically because it's genetic, and then
think
probably
so, too.
with us it probably didn't hit until we
Gained
weight and our hormones went out of balance.
I think so too. And then also stress too. I think some people think that it's stress induced because let's say that I wanted to work out. I can't do those popular HIIT workouts, high intensity. That actually makes my body stress out, and then it holds the weight more in my
Makes
body.
sense.
Yeah. So I would have to do low intensity workouts to not stress my body out. So I have to basically be mindful and not stress out.
Okay.
Yeah. I don't remember where specifically I heard it, and I don't know the source of this, so that's why I said I don't remember. But they said something about like the newest research that they had found as early back that they can find on PCOS is that they can find it as early as in the womb. Like while they're pregnant, like it's in the womb.
Like
So you get it from like something happened while you were in the womb or your mom was pregnant with you and you already had the gene or you had something in you already that indicated, yeah, this person has PCOS.
like okay.
Yeah.
But the mom herself didn't have PCOS?
No. I don't think so. That's like the only research that, like I said, I don't remember what that source is from, but I'm like, oh, I think that would make sense because, because my mom's mom, my maternal grandmother, she had that health issue, and so like it would make sense for my mom to not have it because she has regular periods.
Okay.
But
So basically, yeah, we ourselves, in our opinions, we think it's probably hereditary.
yeah, well, that's why I say like some people think it's genetic, but then that's it. Like they don't know
What causes
the
that?
causes of that.
Right.
So, yeah, I don't know. PCOS is kind of like just very frustrating. Like I said, I mean, I joke about it now, like I'm wanting to unalive myself, but it's so depressing because, like I said, talking about the whole fertility thing, you go on that journey. So it's like not only do you juggle having PCOS, but you also juggle the challenges that come with fertility too.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and the first thing they say is, "Oh, if you want to get pregnant, you have to be able to ovulate, right?"
Mm-hmm.
And so that's why, I talked about it in the previous episode. Well, let's talk about ovulation and everything because, nobody knows what that is. But yeah, PCOS is just thinking about it now. I'm just like, dang, like it literally controls my life, and it adds on so many like conditions. Because like I said, it gives you increased chance of diabetes. And basically, I think I do have diabetes, but it's just not what they could say is what
Borderline.
Borderline.
No, they said like
Pre-diabetic.
pre-diabetic.
I hear that and I'm just like, just tell me
Just-
I'm diabetic.
Yeah, right. And I didn't know that the doctors are just being nice and saying
I think
that
it's just because we're like at the very beginning of
Like it doesn't hurt you.
we're on
yet.
the line.
I
is
Yeah.
know,
what it
but we have
is.
to be
Yeah.
careful
You
because
yet.
we could literally lose a limb
Yeah,
or go blind. So,
I'm already blind.
oh yeah, we're both we're both diabetic. Yeah. So,
Can I just add something?
Mhm.
Because you talking about PCOS and us talking about, our periods and things like that, it kind of reminded me in college, a lot of my college Hmong sisters, Hmong friends
Yeah.
I went to school with, they've never gone to a gynecologist. And they still won't go because growing up, Hmong ladies,
yeah.
or just minority ladies, we are told that, like, again, the subject is taboo
Mm-hmm.
kind of thing. Only you should be, looking at your thing. Nobody else should. Only you and your husband, pretty much, kind of thing.
Yeah.
So I have a lot of Hmong sisters who are, my age, like 30 years old,
Mm-hmm.
who's never gone to a gynecologist. And those who don't know what a gynecologist is, it's doctors for your vagina area.
Yeah.
Your reproductive
Reproductive
system.
health. Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, for girls. And so, yeah, a lot of my friends, they don't understand, or they don't know that sometimes, I think one scenario was, she told me that something along the lines of she hasn't had her period in like over, like 6 months, or when she does, it's like really, really heavy and it hurts a lot. And so I would tell her, and I'm like, girl, you need to go to the doctor. Like, because that's not normal.
Mm-hmm.
And she's like, oh, but that's how all my periods are. And I'm like, no, that's
No.
not normal. You need to go get that checked out from a doctor.
Yeah.
No, I already freak out when it's like 2 months, which is usually.
Well, they said 2 months is okay.
Yeah.
But if it's been more than 3 months,
Mhm.
3 months or more, that's when you need to go get checked because
Yeah.
then you'll have the lining is too thick and that could cause you
Cancer.
to get cancer.
Yeah. And so that's why, I guess, an announcement to all my Hmong ladies, just ladies in general. They say, I think once you hit 16, or like once you become sexually active, that's when you need to go to the gynecologist. Because once you become sexually active, your body changes. Okay. And so go see a doctor. You
I
guys.
know my gyno was saying I think 25 is the average age that they should be going to start going to a gyno. Because that's where I think all the changes start to happen. So that's usually where they suggest you to actually start going to one.
But if you're sexually active,
You need to go.
But
need
yeah,
to go.
you gotta
you
go.
should go.
yeah, if you're like 16, 15, 14, 12, whatever, you need to go see a gynecologist.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just for your reproductive health, because there's lots of things you can get from being sexually active. And because lots of things can happen, you need to get checked, and the doctor needs to check you out, your cells and everything, to make sure everything is fine, so cells can mutate, and that's usually what cancer is. It's mutated cells that are just very aggressive. So, yes, go see a gynecologist. It's not just for women who are trying to get pregnant, it's to check on your vagina, your cervix, your uterus, ovaries, everything, making sure that everything is working normally.
Yeah, and you can get checked to see if you have PCOS because it's so common now. And
Yeah, PCOS, endometriosis.
it's not normal to have painful cramps.
Yes, if a lot of women don't know that. It's not normal to have like super painful cramps.
Or clots when you're on your period.
Oh Lord,
Yeah.
yeah.
And a lot of, especially in the Hmong community too, birth control's taboo as well.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And so sometimes you need to be on birth control to help regulate your period.
Me.
Yeah. And
Well, that will work for that, but for PCOS, birth
Yeah.
control is like the number one band-aid that doctors do if they don't know. And that's not a no. That's a no-no. So.
Yeah, because I know for like my story, when I first had my period, they were fine. They didn't. My cramps didn't really hurt. I mean, like of course, like the first few days it should hurt. I guess not really should hurt, but
It's uncomfortable.
it'll be uncomfortable for the first 2 days, kind of thing, because everything is coming out. But it wasn't until I was sexually active, and that's when it changed. When I became sexually active, my periods got really, really bad to where I was really heavy. My cramps were really, really bad to where I had to stay home from work and school because I felt like I was going to throw up. It hurt really bad to where I was going to throw up. I started getting really nauseous. My head started to hurt. I had to sit there on the toilet for like hours. Not really hours, but like
A long
a long time because it hurt. To the point to where Midol, any type of medicine didn't work. I would have to eat that, get like a heating pad or a water bottle, a heated water bottle, stick it under where my cramps are, and then knock myself out because that's how bad they hurt. Yeah. Yeah, and go to sleep.
Time to go to sleep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so finally it was until it kept bothering me and it kept hurting, so I had to go to the doctor, and they were like, well, since you did become sexually active, that can change your whole cycle, kind of thing. And so got on birth control, and ever since birth control, it's gotten better. I mean, it's still heavy here and there, but it's not like my cramps are hurting that bad.
You're not on your deathbed.
Yeah.
Basically.
Yeah.
My mom would always be like, if that hurts, then imagine giving birth. And I'm like,
That's another
that
thing.
doesn't help me.
Yeah, that's another thing about the Hmong OG moms. It's kind of like they need to understand that every woman is built different. Yeah. Just because you gave birth to us does not mean we have your pain tolerance.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, whenever I was on my period, yes, I would get cramps, and sometimes it would be really bad or whatever, but it wasn't like debilitating like how you described yours.
If it's every period that you get and it's like that, I don't think that's
Something's wrong.
yeah, I don't think that's right.
You need help to regulate that.
Yeah.
So I mean, I'm the only one who's given birth here, and I can tell you what, it hurts. Definitely it hurts. Like a really, really, really super bad cramp that you're having, like during your period, And then, again, like I said, every woman's pain tolerance is different. Props to the ones who do it naturally. Woo! Yeah, props to y'all. But yes, super painful periods are not normal. So, like the girls say, when you're either sexually active or maybe, the youngest is 16, you said?
I think so. Yeah, like 16, 18.
Yeah. Just, go like an annual checkup with the gyno. It doesn't hurt. Not necessarily. At least for me.
Just
it doesn't.
relax. That's
Well,
what it is.
don't say the word relax, because people who have been sexually assaulted.
Well, yeah. Well, I mean, like, just like, don't be like.
I forgot what they say. Like, they say, no, don't say relax, but I think they say to, like, unclench your toes or something.
Something like
'Cause
that.
when
It's
you do
kinda
that,
like that.
it kind of relaxes everything else.
I like my gyno
Or-
because she taps me on the leg before she goes.
Yeah.
Oh.
And I'm like, thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, because I think Mike, I know she's talking to me. So she constantly makes you talk while she's doing it, so you can kind of feel at ease.
and
And
distracted.
then distracted, yeah. But she'll let you know, but like, okay, I'm coming in right now, and I'm just like, oh, okay, and then I'm still talking while she's doing it. So
Yeah.
See, that's the thing too, and a lot of people are probably scared because of going to a gyno because they're probably like, well, I'm not sexually active, you know. What if
yeah.
I go and they use that speculum on me, and it's like, you know, blah, blah, blah. And it's like, first of all, it's good to go know about your reproductive health because again, it will probably connect to some kind of other major health issue that you might have that you don't know.
that's like when I first went, and she's like measuring my blood pressure. She's like, your blood pressure's pretty high. Are you okay? Are you nervous? I'm like, yeah, I am nervous. This is the first time going to the gyno. She's like, oh, it's okay. Just calm down. I was like, we're just here for just a consultation and stuff. And I'm just like, yeah, I know.
Yeah, but it's still uncomfortable.
Yeah.
I think it's just uncomfortable if you grew up very conservative. It's uncomfortable
Like we
because somebody
did.
else, you're being vulnerable, literally having somebody look at your most
And
private
nether
part.
regions.
Yeah.
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 By a stranger.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's someone you don't know, and then you yourself don't know much about it either. And
Yes.
so therefore, it's even more vulnerable because you're kind of like,
Is this what's supposed to happen?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, they're seeing my coochie. Is what it
Like
is.
a lot of
Yeah.
girls are also scared of male doctors.
Oh,
too.
yes, yes.
You know, but I've heard from other people that male doctors are actually more
Some.
soft.
Yeah, some.
Yeah, that's what I've heard. I don't know.
I don't know. Personally, for me, I
Yeah.
love my female gyno, so she's cool. So I'm good with that.
Don't you have like a male? You had
No,
a
I've
male?
had males look
Yeah.
at me, yes. But my main OBGYN is the same doctor that she goes to because I referred her to
Yeah,
Yeah.
she's
her.
sweet.
Yeah, she's
Yeah.
very sweet, she's very kind. She's blunt, but like in a
In a good way.
in a good way.
Just give me the facts.
Yeah.
And I'll cry about it later.
Yeah, she's she's very sweet. You know, she humanizes the process is what it is.
Yeah, my most recent visit with her, which is why she was scared for me when I didn't have my period for like over a year. She like looked, I think because recently in the past couple years she found out that her daughter has PCOS. So she would be like, I was like, I'm here. I know the speech you're probably gonna give me. I don't have my period for over a year, and yeah, but I'm here. I'm ready to come back. And then she goes, oh, it's okay. She taps me on the on the arm, and she was like, oh, it's okay. I'm glad you're here. And then she's like, okay, well, that's a little concerning. That's been over a year. Let's get you on medication to help you start your cycle. And I want you to try to take it every 3 months if it doesn't come naturally, so you don't have a buildup of your lining, and so you don't get cancer. So yeah.
Yeah, because you think about it, if you're not shedding your lining, it's just layers and layers of dead blood inside you.
Oh, there's
Yeah.
that one thing, case scenario too, like where there's some girls who like bleed the whole uterus lining as a
it's
whole.
like calcified? Yeah.
Yeah.
And then I'm just like,
It's like as big as your
there's a
hand.
term for it, but I just forgot what the term was called. But I've seen images, and I'm just like,
It would make
It literally looks like
the
your
uterus.
uterus.
yeah, that like the
your
shape.
uterus fell out.
Yeah.
Oh, because I've had like big clots before where like it really, really hurt, and like when it's on my pad, it's like huge.
It's huge, yeah. And
I'm like, and it's like huge and spongy looking, and I'm kind of like,
you probably
oh,
passed one
if
not
it's a
knowing.
uterus, it'll be as big as her palm, right?
Yeah.
Or
yeah.
If it was her
But it's
uterus.
probably like a big
But
portion of
but
it.
that's what I'm saying. So does it
Yeah.
look like that where you have big clots? Again,
Yeah.
before I was on birth control, that's why I was hurting. It's because these huge clot pieces were coming out
Yeah.
of me.
I don't know. I just heard some girls on TikTok that they actually had their body dilated them so they could pass it.
Yeah, and then
They say that it feels like you're literally giving birth.
This
Yeah,
girl
that's
was
what I
crying. She goes, "Is this what giving birth is like?" Because I was like in cold sweats. I thought I was gonna throw up.
Yeah, because I
And
know
I was
some
in
people they will they'll make an appointment with their gyno and they'll bring it
No, that's
to
smart though.
them.
So your
Yeah.
doctor knows.
Can actually
Because
like,
I think sometimes their gyno would tell them to bring it just in case it was like a miscarriage, just to make sure.
Yeah.
And then until they see it, oh, it's
It's called a decidual cast.
decidual. Yeah, that's what it was.
Yes, when your body sheds the entire lining of the uterus as one whole piece.
If y'all brave enough to look what a
Oh.
decidual casting is,
Yeah, you can
go
Google
ahead.
it if you want, but
I'm
just
I'm not
at
gonna.
your
We're
own
not gonna pull it up
discretion.
because
I'm thinking of like a plastic bag, like
Yeah,
how
kind
thin
of.
it is, so like the whole plastic bag's coming out.
Yeah.
of you.
yeah, it's a whole thing. I looked at it. I'm like,
Yeah,
oh my
that's
god,
what I'm thinking of.
you can see.
You want to see?
Sure. Let me look.
Like, it looked like a deflated balloon. That's what. It looks
Yeah, like
Yeah.
mine kind of looked spongy.
Like that?
that. It looked like that. Yeah, like that.
Oh yeah, mine has looked like that before.
Oh, maybe
Okay,
you've
then
had
she
it
probably
done
passed
then.
Yeah,
one.
and that's what I said. That's why for me, I was like, I feel like I'm gonna throw up. I need to go sit on the toilet. This
So you
needs to
got a little
pass.
taste of
that.
Okay.
of labor. Yeah, you got a little taste of labor.
Yeah, like I've had some that looks like that.
Does that mean
Not as
that
big, but they're spongy looking like
that means that you can handle it natural?
Yeah, no, if she hurts that bad, I'll be like,
I know. I'm just
give me
saying.
the epidural.
Oh my god. Yeah.
Yeah, and it'll just be super heavy, and then like even when I wear a pad, it will like bleed out of it because that's how much is coming out, and the pad won't have enough time to soak it, so it'll bleed out everywhere.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, oh god damn, I gotta go sit on the toilet.
Oh my God, poor you.
Yeah. And I remember my ex-boyfriend at the time, he would try to be nice and try to like help me by like massaging me, and I'm like, no, don't touch me. Don't touch me. Okay. And he'd be like, oh, I'm just trying to help you, and I go, no, don't touch me.
But like, help me and don't touch me.
And go away.
Just go over there. Don't touch me, okay?
He, like I said earlier, leave me the fuck alone.
Like, just love me from afar.
Yeah, don't touch me, okay?
Yeah, just throw chocolate to me.
Like I'm that your pet of yours that lives in the corner that you just feed every so often.
You throw chocolates at it, it look like you're throwing stones at it.
What are you doing? Feeding it.
Yeah.
You're like,
Well, like back on what you said, Liz, like if you girls out there that don't know if you're scared, you know, there's nothing to be scared about. You, if you want to, you can research on your local gynecologist, and then you just go. But if you are underage, you might have to find like a auntie or a cousin that you trust that's older and that could take you to go.
I don't know if they have this anymore. I don't know if your auntie and cousins can take you because I think technically you're underage, so you.
has to
Your,
be
your
your
guardian
parents.
has
Yeah,
to
your
take you.
guardian's
Yeah,
gonna have to
Well,
take
I
you.
don't know. I don't know, because
I
some
don't
of them
know.
don't. Some I've heard of some girls that don't even go to the gynecologist. Like their mom doesn't know they go to gynecologist because their
Isn't
mom
that
doesn't.
Planned Parenthood? Don't they
Plan,
have?
yes.
Yes.
Planned Parenthood
It's where
doesn't
you
only
go.
do abortions. They also
Yeah.
help with reproductive health. So
Yeah.
but I don't know if they took that away because of
Yeah. The
Federal
new
laws and
laws
everything.
are
yeah.
screw
But
you.
yes, you can. And depending on your local health departments, they can also give free birth control.
Oh, I didn't know that
Ours-
because
ours does.
I called whenever I couldn't afford birth control anymore because I was on, I think, like my parents' insurance. And then there was that weird period where I didn't have my own insurance. And so I couldn't afford birth control anymore. I called Planned Parenthood to see how I can get birth control pills. And they're like, well, it's going to be like $300 a month. And I'm like,
No, our
What?
our local health department here.
yeah, I
they
didn't
can
know
give-
that with
yeah.
the health department. Yeah.
THD. Yes.
Well, yeah, I highly recommend Hmong sisters, regular sisters, anybody to go get yourself checked out. Men too.
Yeah.
Go get tested too for your guys' fertility stuff.
Yes, don't get grossed out. I am so
Yeah.
grateful that Mike had all you guys as sisters, and then he's been heavily influenced by the aunties because,
Yeah.
like, he's the first guy that I ever met in my life that didn't get grossed out by my periods and
Periods.
stuff. But granted, I don't like change my pad in front of him because I'm kind of
Yeah.
like it's kind of gross.
Yeah.
You know, not like ashamed of it, but it's kind of like I don't know if your
It's
stomach
kinda
can handle
messy.
it. Yeah.
It's messy.
So I would be like, "Don't look at me," and he's like, "Okay." Or like if he's trying to come, if I'm just sitting down because like TMI, sometimes I do stuff with the door cracked open in
Yeah.
the bathroom, and then if I see him coming, I'm like, I would like shut the door and I'd be like, don't come in. And he's like, okay.
Then why have it open?
No, it's just cracked. Because I don't feel like closing the door.
Oh.
Because sometimes he doesn't come. Like, he does respect my alone time when I'm in there like that. But sometimes if he needs something, he'll come in. That's why I leave it cracked.
Oh.
So, but then, yeah, if I'm over here, I'll be like, don't come in here. Wait. And they're like, okay. Yeah.
I guess it's different for me because we've been together for so long.
Yeah.
That I don't care.
Oh, well, I mean, he's literally seen his children come out of your birth canal. So if at that point, if he's, yeah.
I think this is so weird for me, but I think to me, I find it really sweet when your significant other knows what type of like pads and tampons that you like.
Yeah.
Oh, that would be sweet.
Yeah, to me, I find that super sweet. Okay, because again, that's just me, but I find that super sweet.
It just means that he's listening.
Yeah.
That means that you'll like those guys that, like, if they know you're on your period and you guys live together and he set up your granny panties with the pad on it and he stick it on, leaves it right there for you.
Yeah.
That's hot.
Yeah, it's like, because I know with Megan Trainor, if you listen to her podcast, like her and her husband Daryl are so freaking cute together. He's so sweet to her because when she had a C-section with her boy, they have 2 toilets in the same bathroom right next to each other. And so people think that's so weird, but I actually kind of think that's actually kind of sweet because you're so comfortable with one another. And so she was saying that at one point she felt really, really sick because she just got done with surgery and she was still bleeding from her stomach and all that stuff. And so he was nice enough, or he should love you
bare
enough
minimum,
to do this
yeah.
to you, that I think she was having trouble peeing, but when she was peeing, like her stitches were coming out. And so while she was on the toilet, like naked, and she was peeing, her stitches were coming out. And so he came in and like helped clean her up and stuff like that down there for her. And I'm like, oh my
God, Junie's so sweet.
Yeah, it's like, oh my God, that's so sweet.
So sweet.
It's like, damn, your mama raised you right.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, you heard the story about how they got together, though, right? Because she was like, I need a nice guy. And her friend was like, okay, well, here, talk to him.
Yeah, and I was like, oh, that's so sweet. So that's why I said, if it's really attractive, I'm pretty sure any girl maybe, it's attractive when they know what type of products you like.
Mine doesn't.
Well, he's like a man's man, though.
No, I mean, he doesn't care. Like, if I were to ask him to go get me some, he'll go get it.
Yeah.
Without complaining. He'll just be like, send me a picture of what
it
looks like.
Yeah.
Or if he's there and I don't send him a picture, he'll FaceTime me and be like, which one is it?
Yeah.
Yeah, or like that. That's fine, you know?
Yeah.
Because if you're going to buy me like those really, really... If you're going to buy me adult diapers, that's...
Well, there's some girls that like
I'm
that.
gonna send you back with those diapers.
Yeah. Yeah, so I don't know. That's just me.
No, but
personally.
Mike's really sweet. And like I said, I'm very fortunate that he's been around you guys and the other aunties to where he doesn't get grossed out and like try to shame me. That's what I said. I'm very fortunate for that. Thank God. Yeah. Because I've been around men in my life that get disgusted by it, or they'll be like I would, like, if my pad was, when I was younger, if it was wrapped in toilet paper, but like they can see it, like I had to like hide it in the trash. Like that's how disgusted like some of the men in my life were to see it. And I'm like, for the longest time when I was younger, I would always be ashamed enough to like hide it and everything. But now I'm just kind of not, on thinking back, I'm like, dang, girl, that's so sad. And I like hide everything. Yeah.
That's why I'm going to make it a point to teach my sons because, again, all I have are boys. I have 3 boys. So I'm definitely going to make a point to, educate them about the female body, about the menstruation cycles and stuff like that, because I ain't going to raise no asshole boys.
You ain't going to raise no fuck boy. I've seen those videos where men of all ages don't know where the clit is.
Oh, yeah.
They're like, where's the clit? And they point to, like, the major labia only. And I'm like, that's not the clit.
Yeah. Or the fact that they don't realize that women, we have 3 holes.
They were like, wait, 3 holes?
Where? You know? And I'm like, y'all, we have one hole that we pee from.
Is that the urethra?
The urethra?
Yeah.
Uh-huh. We have the second one, the vagina, where you, with consent, get to go into. And then the third hole is where we poop from. So we have 3 holes. Okay?
How else do you think we pee?
They probably
the
think it's
vagina.
through the vagina.
All from the same hole.
Like theirs.
Imagine if that did happen. So many yeast infections.
Mm-hmm. Ooh,
Ugh.
girl. Yeah. But yes, I will make it a point to teach my sons to not be grossed out about it, to know that it's normal. So
That's actually what I want to ask you because, like, there are so few men that know what that is. Like, even though Mike is like comfortable with it, he doesn't really know
like
on
understand
that
it
topic
fully.
either. Yeah. So, like, are you gonna teach them just to understand general?
No, I'm
knowledge,
gonna
or-
teach them biologically.
She's gonna do a slideshow and do everything.
Yes.
This is what it looks like if you have unprotected sex, and not the whole pregnancy, because that's an obvious thing.
Yeah, I want to teach them from the biological point of view, and then from the taking care of her with the pads and stuff like that, and yeah, just the whole general of getting a girl pregnant and stuff like that. Protection.
Yes.
Like, oh, that's coming up soon because Liam almost 11.
Don't remind me.
Yeah.
That's like 'cause we kind of did that with, or I kind of did that with Matthew a little bit. So I'll tell him like, "I want pain." He's like, "Why?" I'm like, "I'm on my period." He's like, "What's that?" It's like, I was like, "That's when I'm bleeding down there." And so like every once in a while, if Matthew's around and you say like you're on a period, he's like, "Oh, is that time again?" I'm like, "Yeah." So he's aware of it, but he's not like
He needs
microeducated.
Oh.
But he's like aware of it.
He
Like,
needs
that
to,
girls get it.
He needs to learn, though, especially if he's wanting to get with somebody one day, because I feel like it's so important. First of all, it's like general knowledge to understand the body, female anatomy like that, because that's how you create life and everything. So you got to know.
Yeah, that's who you want to have sex with. You better know what's going on in her body.
Like, no, I saw porn, and that's how you do it. That's it. Like, no.
Yeah, so I know that.
It's just a 1-2 pump, and that's it. No.
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 But yeah, to my knowledge, I think he's aware that it's a monthly thing, and
that you bleed.
And that we bleed, yeah.
I purposely say stupid shit like, I'm currently shedding my lining right now. And he'll be like, huh?
I think I've told him that before, but it was
Yeah.
just so long ago.
Yeah.
But I think right now he's just kind of used to it. Like if we say like I'm on my period, I'm PMSing, he kind of knows.
When I get like really bad cramps, though, that's when Mike, he's kind of scared for me because my cramps do get as bad as yours. Before you got birth control, or isn't it still bad right now?
It's not as bad. Like,
Oh.
well, I'm not on birth control anymore.
Yeah, I was gonna say you're not. I was like, are you even
Yeah, I'm
taking
not
it?
on birth control anymore
Oh, okay.
because my gynecologist, she kept changing,
Oh.
and so it would be like for the past maybe like 3-4 years now they've been changing back and forth, and so
Just go to ours.
yeah. So again,
I love my doctor.
doctors are like what in our therapy session. You can always change doctors. Okay, if
Yeah.
you don't like them, you can always change them. But ever since then, I haven't gone on birth control ever since 2020.
Yeah, go. Our insurance covers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And plus, I think like the pills make me very, very nauseous.
I think she thought about doing something else.
Yeah, you need
Yeah,
to voice
so
that to whoever you're speaking to next.
Because my pills will always be different. The brand would always be different.
Yeah, they tell me it's because of the pharmacy. It depends if
Yeah.
Well,
what
because
the
it might be
pharmacy
cheaper
chooses.
when they give you the generic brand.
Yeah, because
that's why.
I think the birth control I'm on now, it's the third different brand that I've had.
Yeah.
Nope, mine has always been the same.
Mine's always different. And so it
like-
always makes me nauseous. And I'm like, I don't like this feeling.
You could always try a different pill brand. You know, that's probably why you're nauseous. Maybe the one that you were on was just too strong or too much hormones in there. Because the one I'm on, the only time I ever felt nauseous if I had to take 2 at once because I missed a day
Right.
or whatever.
I
but
remember
even
those days.
yeah, but even then the nausea is not that bad. You know, so I like the pills that I'm on. It's never changed. The packaging has changed a couple times, but it's still the same medicine.
I would just tell my guy, and I'm like, I don't know. My sisters had these birth control pills that were in a circle, and they were in a circle like that, and then she'll like name the birth control pill
Nope, mine
brand
was never in a circle. Mine's always in a.
in a
like a
packet,
box,
box.
yeah.
And
Mine
she's-
originally was a circle.
It was the circle because I was telling her
Yeah.
about that. And she said, "Oh, it's this brand." I'm like,
Yeah.
I think that's what it is. All I know is it was a circle.
Yeah, it was originally a circle and like a yellow plastic clamp
Yeah.
box thingy. And then after that, she left, and then another doctor came in and she gave me the squared
The
ones.
square ones. Yeah.
But then those always changed. The brand always changed.
Yeah,
that's I think that's not when it changes like that. It's the pharmacy, not the doctor.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
what the doctor was telling me was it depends on the pharmacy because sometimes they just choose a cheaper brand. And
Yeah.
they
Oh,
just go with the
yeah.
cheaper brand.
And so I've been thinking about maybe not doing birth control and doing something else. Because let's be honest here, I don't think I'll be having kids anytime soon.
Well, it's still good to kind of get a gyno though
Yeah.
that you can trust to help you with
Yeah.
that. Yeah.
So, because I think my gyno at the time too, because this is when I was like 26. Okay. And so I just wanted to know like how fertile I was, because in the Hmong community, 26 is old. Okay. Because I was watching New Girl and they were talking about their fertility stuff, because they were like, I think they were like 30 or whatever. So I was like 26. And so I was like, I kind of want to check my fertility just to see, how I am. And then I told that to my gyno and she was just like, you're 26. And I go, yeah, I know. I just still would like to know,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and she's just like, you're 26, honey. You're fine. And I'm just like,
Oh, that should have been a flag.
Red flag. Next.
Yeah.
yeah. And so I was like, oh, okay. And then she's like, well, are you trying right now? And I'm like, no, I'm not trying right now, but I would like to know. Like
That
maybe
everything's normal
Yeah, everything
and-
is normal, and if I needed to have kids now, then I need to have kids now, kind of thing. And so she was like, "Well, since you're only 26 and you're not sexually active right now, you should be fine. Come back whenever you're like 30.
Again,
We can
red flag.
Yeah, we can revisit again when you're like 30." And I'm like, "Okay."
Yeah, no, you need a nice, sweet, understanding one like ours.
Yes, I love our doctor. She's so sweet.
And so,
But I'm not gonna lie though. In the beginning, she was, she didn't understand PCOS, so it kind of made me frustrated. Yeah.
yeah, so, but I mean, yeah, that was not fun. And so that's why another thing I would like to say too is that girls, educate yourselves. Otherwise, guys will try to educate you.
Oh
for
my
you.
God, yes.
Okay.
And they don't know because they don't own a
Yes.
uterus.
Because they're like, well, I saw this here. I saw this in porn. I did this. I did that. No, okay. Just letting you know as a personal reference, the guy will tell you what your body can do or what it should do. Okay.
There are guys out there who think having a period meaning just having one drop of blood.
Yeah. So educate yourselves, ladies.
Like, we call those boys.
Yeah.
Children.
Or like having your period is like you're just having an attitude only. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
it.
Or like just because I forgot what a lot of people say. Like just because you're on your period gives you an excuse to act like a bitch for like 1 week of the month or something like that. And I'm just like, shut up, go away.
No, it's kind of like you try
Like,
bleeding from your
I
penis
know,
for a
like,
week.
oh my
Yeah.
god.
You know? Like, seriously, we have every right to feel the way we feel when we're on our periods.
Yeah.
We're literally, and we have internal bleeding, literally.
That's like my
literally.
boyfriend when I tell him, I think it's my period week. He's like, oh my God, don't need to buy you chocolate. And I'm just like,
Aw.
I don't need any more chocolate. It's like he freaking stalks me like a month
Well,
of
at least he
chocolate.
thought of you like that, though.
Yeah.
And then sometimes he'll joke around like, is the monster coming out? And I was like, no.
No, if you should joke with him and be like, I don't need chocolate. I need you to shut the fuck up.
Because like
Don't touch me.
Yeah. I was telling him, I was like, I don't think I get like, I don't get bitchy like that when I'm on my
Oh,
period.
yeah,
I'm
yeah.
more like emotional,
Me too.
and I need chocolates. That's all I need.
When I'm on my period, I'm all like, hold me. And then like since your brother has like a lot of heat, I'm like, I need that as my heating pad. All my cramps are so bad.
Aw.
I would take his hand and I'll hold it against my belly and I'll be like, I can sleep now. Like I'm like in so much pain because
That
I can't
much
move.
heat?
Huh?
That much heat
Yeah.
from
So,
him?
well, I get cold and he has a lot of heat.
I know that's me.
Yeah.
Nope.
Or like I'll cry. I'm like,
Like me and my
You
turtle
know, I
situation.
was never like that until like now recently.
well, crying.
Yeah, where I'm like very
You
emotional, on my
emotional?
period.
Because I've never been that emotional.
Yeah.
I think it just comes with age.
Yeah.
Like I'm not very emotional, but I do get moody and like
Yeah.
bitchy.
Me
Yeah.
too.
Yeah. Like, and plus it doesn't help that I have a husband and 3 kids. So
I'm just like, damn, Melissa, calm down.
You know, Charles
my
lucky
God.
that you didn't have 3 girls. Because what if you guys all synced? It'd be like
Oh, yeah.
4 against 1.
Apparently, they say that's not a real thing.
I feel like it is.
Yeah, they say that. I think like medically wise, that's not
possible.
possible.
Really? Then, I don't think so.
I don't know. But,
Well, okay. I kind of agree with that a little bit because, you know, mine's like a faux period because I control mine.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Birth
Not
control.
Me.
So I can see
Not
that.
me. Not
Like
me.
if I want a week, like just move it a week further, then I just go. I move it.
Yeah.
But yeah, so.
But
Yeah, I've never been the bitchy one type.
Oh, and being on my period, I'm already a crybaby. But I'm like the biggest crybaby. I'm like, love me, oh, hold me. Yeah, it's bad.
sometimes I'm like, don't touch me, don't do anything to me right now.
Oh,
Like, yeah.
Yeah, for me-
I'm so irritated with myself. So I'm like, don't come to me because I'm going to bleed onto you. And I
Oh.
don't want that right now.
Mhm.
So, yeah.
Yep.
I'm irritated
we love
with myself.
we love ourselves a aware queen.
Who, me?
You, yes.
Yeah,
You're like I don't want
like I know
a
how
self-aware
yeah.
queen.
I'm
We
like
love
you, I
that.
know how I am, so it's kind of like just leave me alone.
Yeah, don't touch me. Don't
Yeah.
do anything to me right
Boop,
now.
give me some
But
quiet time.
babe,
Don't touch me.
no,
No,
I'm
my husband's not that dumb. He'd be like, okay, just like leave the room.
I'm the opposite of you. I need to be held.
Oh no, be like don't touch
No,
me.
I think for me, he'll just check up on me. I'm just like, I'm dying of these cramps.
Yeah.
Oh man,
I'm
ladies,
just
get you a
laying
good
there.
one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That'll make all the difference.
All right. Well, I guess this will end the second part of our menstrual cycles and PCOS episode,
health.
Women's Health. Happy Women's History Month.
Woo, woo.
Woo!
Women,
And-
we've come a long way.
Yes, we
have
have.
come
We
a long
have.
way.
And remember that this little outlet here, support system, is for you if you don't have anybody. And don't forget to hug and tell those women in your life that you love them. Because like I said, without them, you wouldn't even be here. So, yeah. Happy Women's History Month, and we'll see you next time.
Bye-bye.
Bye.